Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. Quick note, I mentioned before in another video, I like answering viewer questions, so if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask them. I love answering these questions. I actually think it's kind of nice to also be able to connect with people in this way as well. So we have a viewer question. It's a bit of a doozy. I actually had to take out my tablet because I couldn't write all of this down. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. The question says, this is a question, got it. Hope you do not mind. The question I would like to say, talking to a coworker the other day, their situation, they do not want to declare bankruptcy. Their situation, they are drowning in interest from credit cards, already have a personal line of credit which is almost near the max. They have 4 other credit cards from 2 Visas, 2 MasterCards, 2 have low interest. However, even though he is able to pay the monthly bills every month, in fact, able to pay at least give 2 payments a month to all the cards, etc. However, the interest keeps coming and it's just like a bounce back. What would be the best course of action? Pay off the higher interest card first and cancel and move balance to lower interest? Or what else can one do? Would you recommend going to a third party to take out a loan? Lower interest to get the cards paid off? Crypto lending? Figure I ask here. Thanks, a daily fan of your channel, by the way. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a doozy because there's a lot to kind of unpack here. The first thing your friend, coworker, whoever they are, should start doing is make sure once again, I am not a financial expert. I have gathered this information from my years of investing and what I've seen other people do and what I believe to be the best course of action. Of course, tell your friend, please go talk to an actual financial advisor immediately because it sounds like he actually really needs some help. I would start by paying off. Here's a couple of things your friend can do. I would start off paying the smaller balances immediately. If you state that your friend is actually in a position where he can pay off multiple cards at once or per month or even sometimes double per month, the easiest thing to do if you have 5 cards, if not the 4, 2 Visa, 2 MasterCards that your friend is paying off, is to start paying off the smaller balances immediately because a lot of times people will try to chip away at the larger ones as opposed to the smaller ones, and then what ends up happening is the smaller ones continue to rise over and over as the interest rates continue to accumulate over the long terms. If you can knock out the smaller ones immediately and then just focus on the larger batch, you'll have a lot less stress just in general. Paying off 5+ things at the exact same time is a bit of a hassle, especially if bankruptcy, it appears at this point, might actually have to be an option. Chip away at the smaller ones as best you can. Of course, focus on all of them. Don't let the other ones continue to grow. Also, side note, don't get into this much debt ever. For anyone else watching this, this is a really big problem. This is why we've talked about debt before on the channel, not getting into debt. Only if you really have to, but there aren't many situations in life where you're going to have to get into debt. It is a choice usually for you to have to get into so much debt. And it's a really bad cycle. Once again, paying off 5 things at once is going to be a mega hassle. Work off destroying the smaller cards, cutting those up, throwing them away, and never thinking about them ever again. I would highly recommend, I've seen this before. I'll be honest with you, I have had family members who have had to do this, and it has been a very big stress reliever for them. It's debt consolidation. There are a number of companies out there who will actually help you consolidate your debt. Consolidation basically means taking it from all different areas, smashing it into one big thing, and this is kind of what you have to pay off every single month. They will help you, of course, for a fee. They are a company. They're going to want to take some type of a thing. But if you find yourself in a situation where you simply cannot deal with all these things at the exact same time, there are companies who will take your debt, they'll push it into one big bubble. They'll even actually talk to the actual debt companies for you, which is also a very big help because they may even know some of the lingo or some of the things to say to be able to get your interest rates lowered a tiny bit. So that every single month, as opposed to paying off 5 separate different things, you have to pay one fee from the consolidation company, and they can take this automatically directly from your bank account. Of course, you have to make sure that you actually have enough money in your bank account to be able to pay this fee every single month that you're actually paying from it. but it takes the headache away in that you don't really have to think about the other things anymore. It's all just one big number that gets taken automatically from your bank account. And a lot of people don't know that these services actually exist. Once again, I know people who've done them. They're a really big help. They have a lot less stress. Not the fact that their debt is gone, but the fact that they have it all in one big bubble, that they can see a monthly payment taken out from their actual bank account. Because a lot of the issues that people have is that when they're paying off of these things, especially if they have an interest rate, is they see a number, they pay off the interest per month, but not the actual principal. And this is a very big problem because the principal continues to rise. A lot of people, I was going to say in the States, but it's now in the United Kingdom and many other places as well, especially in Canada, have an issue where they're now paying off their student debt, and they were never taught about finance in high school or any other school, and they didn't understand that when they're paying off the interest, that they're not paying off the principal. And what's happening, I just saw something yesterday for this. It was actually pretty sad. This woman in New York was saying, I think she had taken out $60,000 worth of loans. She had paid $47,000 back, and then come to find out she was just paying the interest over the last 15 years, and she still owes $48,000 for her actual loans. And it was kind of like this really big, like, I can't curse. It was quite a shock to her that she had basically done almost nothing over the last 15 years except for give extra money to this lending firm, corporation, whatever, who gives out the actual loans for student loans. Do not take out a third-party loan to pay the other debt. Do not. In any other situation. Also, this ties directly into it right here. For the love of heaven, do not get another credit card to pay off the other credit cards. And I know me saying that out loud might seem like, well, of course. No, I know people who do this and knew a lot of people growing up who did this as well. It is a common trick. People think if I have $5,000 owed on this card and I get a brand new card that has a $5,000 limit, I can use this card to pay off that card. This card is paid off, but then this card has to be paid off. Well, I'll get a third card. This card pays off this card, which then pays off this card, and it creates a loop. I know someone in my life who has 13 cards, and I've tried talking with them before. The people who want help the most will seek out the help. So sometimes you'll figure out in life when you're trying to help other people and they don't want that help, they'll kind of have a wall around them, and that's kind of what's happening in that situation. Do not take out any other form of debt to pay off your other debt. If you're going to do anything, consolidate it into one big thing so that you have one monthly payment as opposed to the 5, so that you're actually paying off that debt every single month as opposed to just the actual interest. Sometimes, and this does work as well, and not in rare instances, and I'll tell you exactly why. Sometimes you can actually contact the bank or the credit card company directly and tell them or ask them if they can actually lower the interest rate that you have to currently pay. What a lot of people forget is that what's important for the bank or for the credit card company, for them it's getting paid. If you contact them and tell them of your intention, I intend to continue paying you to pay off my debt. However, at the current levels, I cannot do so. They will actually help you out. You have to understand, the entire point of debt from a bank or from a company's standpoint is to get you in debt, to get you hooked on debt, and to have you pay back that debt for the next 15 to 30 years. This is why that woman who was paying back her loans, she's been paying for 15 years and nothing has been really knocked down. This is the intention, is to get you, the word isn't hungry, but to kind of give them bits of food forever and ever. This is why you see 30 years something mortgages and many other. The point is, if you contact them and tell them of your intention, yes, I do plan on paying this, but can you please meet me halfway in some sort of way? They will in many cases actually help you. What's important to them is still getting paid, but you have to let them understand and let them know, maybe even send them documents. I can't do it at this level. I'm not being paid as much for my job, whatever the third case might actually be, and they will help you. And last but not least, in the most honest way possible, If your friend coworker's debt is simply uncontrollable at this point, they may have to consider bankruptcy. I know that is maybe not the way that many people want to go down the route of, because I know when you declare bankruptcy or file for bankruptcy, you are unable to rent an apartment and or flat properly the way that you normally would. There are a bunch of other things you can't get. I know your credit score within the United States is also hit pretty hard. Your credit is probably already garbage if you are super in debt in the first place. It's not like much more bad would happen to you than there already is currently happening to you. If you can find a way to get a completely clear slate, I'm not sure exactly how long bankruptcy lasts on your permanent record, as it were. I believe it's 10 years, 15 years. Listen, you got to be realistic at some point and really just kind of bite the bullet and go, I have a problem, I have a way to fix this problem, and just use that maybe even as a chance to really get your financial situation and your financial life under control. If you can wipe your entire slate and then learn about finance and learn about saving and learn about making an emergency fund, then you won't get into these situations anymore. Especially if you're in a situation where, this is my personal opinion, if you are making $25,000 per year and your debt's like $500,000, it might be time to be a bit more realistic. I hope I helped your coworker. I believe that's what you said. Yep, coworker. Once again, I am not a professional financial information giver. Please ask your coworker to really go talk to somebody because it does sound serious. I hope that I helped in some sort of way. Just know that there's not it's not the end of the world. I know a lot of people are really into some crazy situations when it comes to debt. There are many ways to go around these things. It may not be as smooth as you possibly want, but understand that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It doesn't always have to be that bad. And if nothing else, if you are not in a huge amount of debt, use this as a situation where you are going to personally now get your finances under control, because I'm sure you do not want this happening to you, exactly what's happening to this person's coworker. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.